Hello, Wranglers. How you doing? Today, I'm going to tell you the true story of the Mudman. On a couple of episodes, I've mentioned the mud flats in Alaska, but I'm not going to talk about those today. I'm going to talk to you about the real, authentic Mudman that I happen to know, and tell you his story about what he does with his mud pit. Okay, well, let's take it back to the origins here, and you can see that I'm not going to say who this is. This is not particularly the person that I'm talking about. We'll call the person I'm talking about Terry, but this could or could not be Terry. It all started, the mud pit day started, or days, the mud pit era started when Terry tried to drain his pool. Well, he didn't do it quite right. As you can see, everything's out of the pool and all the water's in the yard. Well, this didn't discourage our brave hero. He decided he was going to make the best of it. So, what he did was he basically, um, excuse me, there, ah, okay, he basically went to work and he had some neighbors help and all that, and they were going to. This is the picture that inspired him. He was going to dig his own mud pit. He was going to be a pool, but he said, "Why has it got to be a pool? I just want to dig a pit of mud and sit in it, or whatever." And so that's where the origins came from. After seeing this picture of some of his neighbors with their makeshift pool, and I think that's a heater back there, but not many. So what he did next was he dug a hole in the ground and he filled it with water, and he had some. I think he said he had some dirt imported, not imported like from across the from the seas, but some good mud dirt. I don't know how that stuff works, but he did that and he filled it with water, so then he could just here he is face first in the mud. He just lay in there. He'll lay like that for hours, dig the hole, and he'll just get in there and put his face down and lay in there like that all day long sometimes if he wants to, just sitting around. Um, you can hear my wife singing in the background. I wasn't going to tell her to be quiet because it's funny as hell. So maybe you can pick it up on the mic. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, here he is just, laying on his stomach in the mud as one does, I guess, when one does build a mud pit and dig it out and just lays in it. A lot of times he just sits in it. Here's another picture of him. He's head first down in there, and these are his feet. Originally, I thought these are two pictures of like apes covered in mud, and they were both taking dumps or something. But no, that's his actual feet. And so I don't know where the rest of his body is, somewhere underneath the water, I guess. So he'll lay face first in it. He'll go under the mud sometimes, but usually just sits there and with a shovel or whatever he uses, and just sits in the mud. Now, here's another picture of him. He put on a Halloween mask that he made, and he's lying in the mud now. He's just laying there. I don't know. I think this is actually was a time lapse exposure. He was in there like 9 or 10 hours, and just in that position, laying there, and with his mask on. And so he made quite the wonderful day for himself. You can see how he dug out the pit and just lays in it or sits in it. It's just kind of what he does. And see what we've got here. Oh, we want to go back to the beginning of the story. So that is the basics of the Mudman, Mr. Terry. He's also a very good musician. He's also a very talented artist, and I'll put some links in the description if you want to learn more about him. And he's got several talents, not just digging holes and filling them with mud and sitting there. Even though that's probably his favorite thing to do. So there we go. I wanted to fill you in on the real life Mudman because he took great offense when I mentioned him in my last video and I didn't say his name or anything like that. And so I wanted to set the record clear about about him and his relationship with the mud, and give you some examples of him in the mud, basically laying there or with his feet up or, with his head under the water and his feet up and stuff like that. And, there's Oh, I don't have a picture of him just sitting there yet. I have to get one of those made, but that's mainly what he does. And it takes a long time to dig that sucker out with a shovel, so it's you got to hand it to him for that. And remember, this all caused was all caused because of the problem with draining the pool. So, well, regulars, that's a short and sweet one for today, but I think it's quite entertaining. So I will see you at the next roundup, and y'all be good. And we say this: if you get muddy, be sure and clean yourself from head to toe.